guys, I'm back for another Kingdom Hearts video, and today I'm going to be talking about Melody of Memories again, because I'm really excited about the game, and today we're going to be talking about Kairi and Student X and the Master of Masters. So, I have Kairi pulled up here right now, and the thing is that I would like to think that I do have another idea of who the cloaked man is in Melody of Memories. Now, since it's MOM, I always thought it'd be Master of Masters. But in the trailer of Melody of Memory, which I'm going to show you, something is actually said by Student X that's actually pretty interesting that I would like to talk about. But before we do that, let me type this in for you all because I'd like to talk about many of things. Sorry about this. I know it's weird that I didn't have this pulled up, but I'm going to have them pulled up now. So, we're going to look at the trailer of Melody of Memories. And what we're going to see when it comes to Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories, there's actually one thing Student X did say that was pretty interesting. Something that I'd like to talk about today regarding what if Kairi could have been something for the Master of Masters and Student X to keep themselves, let's say, up to date with what would happen if they did lose. Now, I know that sounds like a really far stretch, but what if there could have been something in Kairi that could have made it so that many things that happened over the time, if Xehanort or any of them failed, with Kairi still alive, their plan could still be in action. That is something that is pretty interesting, because it says Melody of Memories hold the secret of his final plan. Well, Terranort's final plan, or Ansem, he's literally telling the person the task won't be easy, which means he could have left something behind. But what would have Student X left behind? Maybe Kairi has something to help the Master of Masters, because during this time, the Master of Masters could have spoke to Student X while he turned his name into Ansem. There's many reasons and many things here, because Kairi's saying that he messed with her fate. Now, remember, in back cover, the Master of Masters did not give Luxu a Book of Prophecies because he didn't want him causing any small paradoxes. He didn't want to mess up fate and destiny. But Sora did mess up some parts of fate and destiny because of him abusing the power of waking. So the thing is that Kairi here, does Kairi have something in her that allows her to also have a fate connect to Student X? Now, I know that sounds crazy, but think about it. Kingdom Hearts is related to souls, hearts, mind. Those are usually the things that put a person together. So, if you think about it, could Kairi have a connection with Student X or the Master of Masters? Because I always thought to myself, why, in the trailer, why would he want Kairi? Well, I do have an idea for that. Kairi was always around Sora, and if you noticed in Kingdom Hearts, Xemnas was always the one to take Kairi. Now, I know everyone could say, oh, it's because Kairi was just used to make Sora stronger, she was just a damsel in distress. But I think there's actually some lore to that, because I know it should have been Ansem to affect Kairi, but technically Xemnas would have been the best option, because Xemnas was the one that kept going with Ansem's projects, Ansem the Wise. So this could mean that Kairi's life, her fate could be messed up because of something they did with science. Maybe this could mean that Kairi's fate is connected to the Master of Masters or Student X, which could be pretty interesting. So that means instead of Kairi having a sigil on her like Sora, it could be something else on her body, in her soul, in her heart, that represents something that Student X left in her. Now, it's pretty interesting because Student X did capture Kairi in the trailer that we saw. Now, Student X could have been talking to anyone else. He could have. But we're saying that he was speaking to Kairi. Because I want to say something here. Student X wanted to complete his plans, or Ansem, because Ansem forced him to stop because he said that it was too dangerous. But remember, they wanted to figure out in the human heart the best way they could. And the best way to figure out a human heart is, of course, to target a little girl. Now, I'm not trying to sound like, I'm pushing agendas on anybody, but little girls are actually the most emotional out of anything. Because usually, they have the most change over their life. Women do change more than men over their life, because women go through something that, well, I don't want to talk about right now, but, their hair grows longer, they gain, a chest that we call breast, they carry children, they have their cycles. So many things happen to girls when they grow. So their heart always changes over time. So could this mean that Student X chose Kairi because of that? To see how long her heart would last, to see what her life would turn into? Because many other things could be possible. So I'm thinking that Student X attached his fate and destiny to Kairi. Or he could have attached the fate of the Master of Masters to Kairi as well. Or the thing is that in Melody of Memories, in the trailer, this hooded figure could be Student X. It really could be. It could be Student X or the Master of Masters. I always said it was Master of Masters because of MOM, Melody of Memory. But it could be Student X as well, and I would like to explain that why. And there's only one reason why. If you think about it very well, Xemnas always captured Kairi, and I know, like I said, it could be damsel in distress for Sora, but that could have also been canon for another reason. How, when he was extending his hand to Kairi in the trailer, it was the same way Xemnas, when in Kingdom Hearts 2, was taking Kairi to where he wants her to be. Same for in Kingdom Hearts 3, how he attacked Kairi. He grabbed Kairi and took her away. Just like he did probably to Kairi from her home. So that could be a lot of lore significance, actually. Not actually because she's a damsel in distress, because Xemnas actually has, let's say, a connection with her. I know that sounds crazy, but it could make a lot of sense. It really could. So, there's a lot of things going on here. So, right now I'm thinking that Kairi could be a connection to the Master of Masters, or Student X, for if he was to fail, there would be always a way for him to come back if everything was to fall apart. Think about it. A scientist would never let his plans fail. So that's why I'm thinking it also could be Terranort, because he would never allow himself to fail. Or Student X, or Ansem, whatever you want to call him. This could be another way for why at the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3, it showed during the chess pieces when Master Icarus, or Ericus, I'm sorry, and young Xehanort, when they switched their chess pieces, it was actually the head pieces on Xehanort's side of the foretellers. Actually, we could look at that right now. Kingdom Hearts. I'm gonna type in ending. Let's see if it pops up. Oh, I should type in Kingdom Hearts 3 ending. Let's see if I can get it to play here. Because the thing is that it's pretty interesting to think about that. Because I actually want to just really push this forward that it could be Student X, due to the fact that he probably could have left a piece of him inside of Kairi, which is actually really interesting. if that was possible, then that could cause a lot of differences in Kingdom Hearts now. Because let's watch here. Master Ericus is putting down pieces with the heads of the 4 towers. If you look, we're going to pause right when it shows all of them in an angle. Right here. You have all of them here, technically. So, you got Ava's, you got Era's, you got all of, well, actually, I don't know who this is. Maybe I'm getting this confused with someone else. Let's keep playing. Yeah, the foreteller. So that must be Gula. I could be just being stupid. But there's a lot of things going on with that, because think about it. Even Master Ericus says this is a new game, which means if it's a new game, could that mean that it's not just a new game regarding just the chess? Is it a new game regarding life? Is the Master's now changing his pieces to try to fix everything that messed up? Because I'm gonna rewatch this just in case to see if I'm missing something. Because if the chess pieces did switch, it's pretty interesting to see that. Because there was 4 foretellers, so there's more pieces here than 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7. 7 darknesses, even though it's supposed to say 7 lights. So, there's extra pieces here. Because there's only 5 foretellers. Ava, we don't know what happened to her yet. Lucio does not count as a foreteller, but he was there, and the Master of Masters should be here as well. So together that'd be 6. Not counting Ava, because we don't know what happened to her. But she might be on this chessboard as well. So could that mean that Student X left something in Kairi to complete his plan that he had probably with the Master of Masters? We don't know if they ever talked again, which is pretty interesting. So could Kairi be a plot point for the villains in this game? It could be possible. Because she said in the trailer, Destiny, you're messing with my fate. So this could mean that Kairi could be nothing more than something used to change fate around Sora. We already talked about the gazing eye theory with that. So we'll see. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you all next time.